We are live, kids.
We are
Welcome
live.
back.
Yes. So, welcome back to another episode here with Raina
Yes.
T. Tonight, we're going to try to do a annual Thursday reading tea for you guys. We're going to try to keep up every Thursday and do readings for you guys, either on celebrities, celebrity readings, or just general, and let the cards fall where they may. And a lot of you hoes will be resonating with this message, girl, because you know these cards over here at Raina T speak nothing but the truth. And just to let you guys know, if you are new to our channel, welcome. Check out our Raina T Big Cartel. The link will be down in the description box below. Contact us for readings, bookings, for spell work, love boxes, bang boxes, honey, custom spell kits, and more. That's right. You can check that out down in the description box at Raina T. Come on, yeah, Queenie, get your teacup ready, girl, because the cards are telling me right now this is going to be a, yeah, this might be a read for somebody, or she might not. She might not. I haven't laid her out yet, but I know how these cards get. These cards are very telling, honey. Ooh, speak of the word, honey. All right, so let's get into it. I'm laying the cards out now. Girl, what's going on here? What's going on here? All right, it seems like there's a bit of indecision with something going on in someone's relationship and or job or financial matters. Okay, there's a little bit of everything in this reading. So in the present position, we have the Five of Pentacles. Pentacles represent the element of earth, money, material acquisitions, and physical health as well. In the depiction of the Five of Pentacles, we see two people that are down on their luck, honey. They're walking out in the bitter cold. They look haggard, and one of the person is lame. They have a lame leg, and they just look homeless and destitute. It looks like a very sad situation for them. And as in the scene, they're walking by a church window. Now, oftentimes, what this card represents is turn like not having the sanctuary or the solace that you seek, going through financial hardship, losing money, and also being a little reluctant to outside help, because what I also forgot to mention is in the depiction of the church window, or in the church window, the pane glass is the Five Pentacles, and they're upright, and it looks like a tree. So it's kind of symbolizing this wealth, this kind of like institution of stability in a sense. Even though fives represent, they're kind of like the odd person, they're kind of like the odd number after the fours. We're seeing this pane glass window represent, like hospitality, just welcoming, and just like fruitfulness. But these girls that are outside of the church, they're not receiving that. So basically what this card could be symbolizing is that some of these guys are in, a tight financial situation right now, and you're not prioritizing. I'm looking at the rest of this reading. You're not prioritizing what you need to be, okay? Some of you are putting your money where it's not supposed to be. You're either investing in things that are not productive, counterproductive to your overall growth. You could be just spending frivolously, losing money, just money going out, and knowing that instead of relying on positive institutions or positive, constructive communities, because this also talks about communities too. Communities either planning or just something that's supposed to give you the trajectory towards productivity and saving a lot of times too. You guys aren't paying attention to that. Someone out there is not paying attention to that. So what are you seeing with this initial card, sis?
I mean, you basically said it all. Yeah, it's a money problem. Somebody's going through some money issues, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, we can go on to the next card.
Okay, so the next card is the reverse Ace of Wands. Now, these two cards paired together, this could be talking about a health situation as well, because the Ace of Wands talks about life, vitality. It represents or it's associated with the element of fire. The Ace of Wands talks about virility. A lot of times she talks about the dick, honey. You know, just having that passion, that drive, that will. So for whoever this reading is for out there, it might be a time for you to really face yourself. I know that it's very hard for a lot of us, dealing with our shadow selves and our vices, to really face those vices. We rather put it off and distract ourselves either through relationships, trying to be back in a relationship with somebody, getting your ex back, or trying to forge a new relationship, or you're distracting yourself with um, doing things out partying, going here, going there, just or social media, presenting this lifestyle that you're not actually living, but you're putting out there. But this Ace of Wands reverse energy is kind of saying that, yeah, like you don't have it. Like something's not right. Like where are your goals and your ambition? Like where's the drive? Because this following the Five of Pentacles, which represents, losing money and kind of being hard on your luck. Where is your will and your drive to get out of this? It seems like you're just kind of complacent in this situation and you're not moving forward. What are you seeing with the Ace of Wands, girl?
I was kind of picking up maybe somebody out there lost a baby. They had maybe a
Oh, wow.
miscarriage, or they performed a procedure to expel the child. Um, and that's what I'm picking up with these two cards. And maybe with the Five of Pentacles, maybe, like this has really affected you and you don't want to seek help. It can symbolize that it's been causing you a problem. Maybe you've gone into like a depression. And if it's not a baby, it could possibly be like a business venture or something that you were trying to get off the ground that ended up flopping. And yeah, so now you're hard on your luck. You done spent and gave away thousands for something that, ooh, and the light just flickered, honey. So somebody, this is talking to somebody out there, okay? So that's what I'm seeing here. Money issue and investment that ended up not coming through, and you're not getting that money back, or it could possibly be the loss of a child. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing with these two cards so far.
Wow, very interesting you say that.
Yeah.
What I should do is, when I lay the cards out, I should just lay them out all face down and then turn it over one by one, because I can see the whole picture. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of gives me like a bit of a cheat. But moving on to the next card, I'm glad you said that about the business venture, because the following card in the goal or destiny is the King of Pentacles. Okay, so this could be talking about a business venture. And the King of Pentacles, as we look at the King, we immediately recognize their success. We immediately say, oh, wow, they're a king, and we just kind of imagine that they just kind of step into this privilege. Maybe the spoon was given to them. Maybe it was put in their mouth or whatever. But a lot of times we don't know the backstory. We don't see the failure. We don't see the hard times, like in the present position of the Five of Pentacles, that could have been their life story. They could have been down on their luck. They could have had many. And a lot of times to reach success, you have to deal with numerous failures and setbacks before you actually reach that place of being where you want to be. It is the failures that often make your success. It is I guess if you want to say the do-overs. But the King of Pentacles, he represents financial stability, having his priorities straight. I spoke about that with the other two cards. Having his priorities straight, understanding that you got to make your bills and you got to save up a little bit. You got to put that money to the side. If you never put that money to the side and you're just spending on any little immediate commodity to, you know, get through, then you'll never see a return on your investment. You'll never see the return on the hard work and the hours that you have put in. So, what are you picking up on with this King of Pentacles energy?
I feel like this card is saying that you will be good. Your money will come back. It's like you said, there are ups and downs in businesses when you lose investments, money is lost. This is part of the learning process. Um, but you will get back on your feet. You will be making that money back and then some. Okay, you will become a
Mm-hmm.
master of handling your money. So right now you need to recover from that. It feels like right now you're feeling lost.
Mm-hmm.
But this reading is reassuring you. Well, I hope, with this goal of destiny, it looks like it might be okay. We don't know what the other cards are giving, but hopefully this turns out in your favor and that you do recover from whatever money loss that you have encountered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what's the next card?
Okay. The next card is the Distant Past Foundation, and it is the Moon card. Okay. Now, the Moon card is saying to me, next to these other cards, that perhaps you were not grounded in reality towards the steps that it really took for you to get to where you want to be. Again, going back to this King of Pentacles energy, we just kind of look at success, or we look at people who are in a successful position, or, have money, have wealth, have power, whatever, and we're just like, oh wow, we look at this picture of the king and we're just like, okay, he's the king, and that's probably how it's always been. But no, he had to go through his ups and downs, and not every season is going to be fruitful and abundant. He has had drought. He has had, again, the setback. So I think with this moon energy, the moon card talks about also our shadow selves and our vices, what's going on beneath the surface. This also talks about, the dream world and kind of our ideals. I feel like this card kind of is talking about our innate ideals. And it might be, yeah, girl, I feel like some of you guys might really need a reality check with what it is that you're aspiring for. Not to be a dream killer for anyone, but to really ask yourself if you have the drive and the motivation and the sacrifice and just the will to see all of this through. Just to make this a prime example. So I have a friend who she wanted to go to school to be a doctor, like literally a doctor. And her personality is a lot more laid back and free form. She enjoys kind of like, she just, when I think of like people that go to school to be a doctor, I think of people who are really anal about getting high test scores, studying, success driven. Not really, I don't want to say she's a slacker, but she's a bit more lax. I see her possibly pursuing a career in being a media presence, or even maybe politics, but a doctor, like to go through all the years that it's gonna take such a commitment. But she just is like, no, I want to go to school to be a doctor. But is she, putting in the extra hours to study? Is she, before even starting school, is she looking up what, realistically what the hours are going to demand of her life, the time she's going to need to put in, the books, the money, all these things. So I think, again, going back to this moon card, it's like, sis, you might need a reality check about if the dream or this ideal of success or this place you're trying to reach in life, is it really for you? Because sometimes we can, look at, again, the bigger picture, not the bigger picture, but we can look at the small end road or the end game and not really understand what it's asking of us to get there. So what do you think with this moon card?
I'm kind of picking up like because I feel like multiple people are resonating with this reading. So I kind of feel
Mm-hmm.
like if it wasn't a
Honey, we have a plate for all the girls here. Honey, and
yeah.
bring the tea.
So like if it wasn't a business situation, I feel like it could be like a family member that you loan money to. You loan this person money to. Um, you're gonna get it back, but you feel some kind of way about this shit. And I feel like in the distant past, like you knew this motherfucker was a problem. You knew like he was this person, this family member, or somebody. It might not have been a business venture. It could have been like you just loaned somebody $800 or 1,000, and you knew this motherfucker wasn't shit and you had doubts of his ass or her ass in the past, and you knew that, okay, this motherfucker's kind of shiesty, but they're my friend or they're my family member, they're my cousin, and okay, whatever, they came to you in the time of need, and they were like, okay, I want to do something, I want to, you see the light just flash, I want to, start something or whatever, and you were like, okay, I'm gonna front it to you, but you're gonna pay me back, right? Sure, yeah, uh-huh. Well, honey, they have not. So I feel like this could also be that. So for somebody out there who, I just kind of picking that up with that moon card, like it could symbolize insecurities. Kind of like if you kind of didn't, like if you kind of wasn't like feeling it, um, but then it's like, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what it could definitely mean. Yeah.
That's so interesting you say that because the next card, the recent affirmation, is talking about gratitude and giving because it is the
Mm.
Six of Chalices. Okay, and the Six of Chalices, we see the depiction of someone giving a bouquet of flowers to a man giving a bouquet of flowers to a younger maiden. They look like they're young, and this talks about reminiscence, thinking back to good times. It also symbolized gratitude, gift giving, being charitable, just having that inside of you innately to kind of give, to be often too giving. You know what I'm saying? You're too giving, and it might have landed you in this position where you've given so much, but you don't feel like you've gotten as much back in return, either from this person or from this venture, with the Five of Pentacles being the present position. Okay. So I feel like, yeah, the Six of Chalices is definitely coinciding with what my sister said. Maybe for some of you out there, well, one of you girls out there, honey, gotta lend somebody some coin, girl. And the girls are not, yeah, they
Yeah.
are just.
Yeah,
So what
but
are you saying with
that's
this card?
I feel like that's what it is. Either it's a family member, a friend, or a pal, some sort of business venture situation that the person, um, and they came at you, you kind of knew the shit was like kind of, shaky, but you went ahead and did it because you know them. You know what I'm saying? But now you're feeling some kind of way about the shit. You're feeling like you need the money now. You feel like you done lost the shit. You done threw it away. And let's see what the
Mm.
next card has to say, child, because that's the future, honey.
This was the recent
Yeah, the
past
next card
foundation.
is the
So
future.
okay, the next card is the future influences, and it is the Chariot. Okay,
Okay,
so
that's
this
good.
this is saying, yeah, you will rise again. Your wagon, bitch, you will get back on the wagon. It's
Yes.
only a minor setback. Um, with the Chariot, also this talks about balancing polar opposites within yourself. So balancing your vices and your virtues. I'm kind of going back. I know my sister got like one way of looking at it. I'm kind of seeing as well that whoever this reading is for, you really have to you are really going to have to sit down with yourself, because the next couple of cards, it's kind of symbolizing that you need some time away from either these family members, these friends, these people that are constantly needing of you or asking of you, because they're only holding you back. They're only dragging you down. And you know better. You know what you need to do. And this card also talks about having drive, having ambition, really seeing things through. Like the Chariot had to be built first. Okay, the wheels, they had to be crafted. The horses or the sphinx in this case, they had to be trained. The rider, he had to learn to navigate using the wagon. He had to learn how to drive basically. So again, going back to those setbacks and those failures, they're gonna make you who you are. You know what I'm saying? Even with me and my sister, lo and behold, go check out Triple Chalice Tarot. Go check out Triple Chalice Tarot. She is also on YouTube. That was where me and my sister first began. And back in the day, we were giving out free readings, honey. We used to get on the line, girls, give the girls free readings, have them call in, just take all our goods, take all our goods, take all our energy. And then we finally got us around to feeling confident enough to charge people for our time. People wasn't biting. They weren't like respecting us. Why? Because we didn't, not to say we didn't respect ourselves, but we were a bit more inexperienced and we didn't have the level of value for our time and our energy as we have now. So yeah, in a lot of instances, we have people calling, oh, can we get a reading? Can we do this? And we're going through giving them readings, hoping to get, for them to recommend us, for them to come back and want another reading and pay. But no, the girls were just eating off of our plate and they kept it moving. So we learned, you know what I'm saying? We learned to put value into what it is that we do. And we also learned to perfect our craft as well because, again, looking at this chariot, he's ready to go. But we don't see the training. We don't see, him being on the racetrack or him putting in the hours, the late hours, whatever he needed to do to be the best rider he can be. But it is saying that you will get there, just like we did, bitch. Okay. Just like we did. So what are you seeing with this card?
Well, I feel like this card is saying that you will be successful. It is saying that you will get your money back. You will get that and more. You will make it. I feel like you were kind of feeling a little bit dramatic with the whole Five of Pentacles. I feel like you're being a little dramatic with the Ace of Wands, honey. Reversed, like it's not the end of the world. Okay, you're gonna get the money back. You're going to be successful. I feel like and the Moon card too, like
dramatic.
A little bit dramatic. A little bit dramatic about it. Like you were reluctant to give the money. You kind of knew they were gonna act up, and you still did it. So it's like, don't kind of act overwhelmed or kind of act like so upset or pissed or like you don't want to fuck with them no more, or you want to do some magic on them or something like that because they didn't give you the money back when you kind of knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you're gonna make it back. You're gonna get it back, girl. You're gonna get what you wanted. It's gonna come fast, okay? The King of Pentacles and the Chariot card, girl, you're gonna be straight in the end, sis. Why are you tripping? Why are you tripping? Yeah. What is the problem? Because momentarily right now you feel some kind of way? Because you're waiting on the shit and you ain't get it yet? Sis, wait. Wait your turn, queen, because this King of Pentacles and the Chariot card, honey, is saying that you're going to get your results
It's fast. Abundance. It's abundance. I didn't even get to the rest of the cards. But yeah, let's get her. Let's get her. Let's get her. You fill in the Chariot card?
You can go to the next one.
Okay. So the next card is about the questionnaire. So about you. And it is the reverse. Three of chalices. Okay? And the reverse three of chalices is kind of saying you walked into this situation and they were not your friends. Okay? They were not your friends. This also could indicate that you need to take time away from people, or this specific group, family member, whoever this person is. Like you need to kind of distance yourself from them because they, upright. This talks about camaraderie. It talks about emotional, having people to lean on and things like that. It could be either this person in your life or you yourself in this situation was too over emotional. Like you were just too much, or they were too much. It's a lot to carry. Look, I'm gonna give you girls some tea, okay? And I think me and my sister the same way. Like we don't. You'll never catch me on like social media or like going to people, acquaintances. I may tell a few close friends, but very even rarely will I tell my few close friends that I am going through something. I know it's not productive. I know it's not healthy, but I just in my mind, I don't like when people overburden me with their personal problems because it's like all I can really. I mean, if I can be there to help in a way, I will. But if you just need a place to vent, I will allow that, but only so much until it becomes like, okay, I don't want to do with your ass because you're just too much. You know what I'm saying? It's too much to carry other people's problems. And I feel like with this card reverse, this is kind of saying, either other people are burdening you with their problems, or you always feel the need like you need to help them or kind of like be accommodating to them, or you're doing this to other people with this energy. And people might be turning away from you. People might be not really wanting to deal with you right now where you're going through this episode. When we struggle, we often have to do it alone, girl. When we leave this world, girl, we're gonna leave alone. Unless you're in a group setting and all y'all just go. But still, when you walk through that door to the other side, like you make that walk alone. So it's like cherish all the experiences that you go through and stop stop having such high expectations in everyone else. That was a lesson I had to learn and overcome early on. Like don't be having all these high expectations for people to come through because people disappoint. That not everybody's gonna live up to that, and it's not up to them to do that, and vice versa. It's not up to you to live up to be that for everyone. You can't please everyone. You can't, be the best of friend and every time because you know what? People will take, honey, and then what? By the end of it, when you turn around and you say, I finally need help, it's like, where's everybody? You know what I'm saying? And then you really see who's down to ride for you. So take that into account. What are you seeing with this three of chalices energy reverse?
I feel like this three of chalices energy about the questionnaire. I feel like you're not feeling this person. You ain't fucking with them. You kind of feel like, yeah, like you don't want to deal with them no more. They're not what they were to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want them. You don't want their time. You don't want their energy. You don't want to collaborate with them anymore. Like the collaboration is fucked up. Like, and it was an emotional collaboration from the beginning. Like you lent the money or you came through for this person because you knew them. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't a stranger. I feel like this was a person that you knew, and you gave them money or time, whatever. But like now it's a wrap. Now you don't want shit to do with them. What you guys had is done, and that's how I'm seeing it. But remember, in the end, you will be successful, girl. So it's like, I'm not on either side. I feel like I'm just observing the situation, and both of y'all are wrong. Cause it's like I feel like you're doing the most right now. Over here, want to cut this motherfucker off, but it's like, girl, just give it time, honey. Like you knew what you were getting into.
Yeah.
And you still did it. So wait. But yeah, what's the next? What's the next?
So the next card, the environmental factors, is the reverse. Lord Jesus. The reverse, six. Yeah, the six of wands.
I knew it, bitch. I said wands, bitch. I'm so glad I said it.
You did.
I said a little bit low, but I hope the camera caught it. I hope the audio caught it.
Yeah, she's the reverse six of wands, girl.
Baby.
So the six of wands, honey, girl. Listen, queen. Look, girl, don't make me come through this phone and read you, Queen, because you already know what time it is. Listen, you need to have confidence and you need to have faith. Okay?
Oh yes, and that's why it was said out loud. When I hope the camera heard it. I hope the audio heard when I said it's a wands. And then, girl, 6 of Wands. So y'all got it. I
Six
hope
of
the camera
Wands.
got it. I hope the camera got it. So y'all girls know what time it is over here, motherfucking
Clear
Raina
back.
Keys.
Clear back.
So yeah,
Clear
Six of
back.
Wands.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead,
this
go
six.
ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Take her
Yeah, the
first.
6 of Wands. This is the after the about the questionnaire. Okay, so girl, you're gonna be successful, girl.
Environmental factors.
Sis,
Right. Uh-huh.
sis, you doing the most, sis. You doing the most. You acting up, girl. You are acting up, being a dramatic queen. Okay. She's gonna be successful. Okay, girl. So it's like, why are you over here tripping about the situation, honey? We're giving you clarity on it, but it's like, yeah, girl, it's not that serious. You're gonna get it. Whatever this is, you're gonna get it back, honey. You will make it, and you will make more of it, honey. Okay.
Uh-huh.
If this is a business venture, it will be successful. You just got to give it time. This is about time and waiting. And I feel like you got to reevaluate your friendship with this person, reevaluate your time with this person, because I feel like you having this animosity towards them, or you having these kind of like ill feelings, or just from the jump, it's like, what type of person that they might not be like the best, like according to you, because I feel like maybe you think you're so great, you know what I'm saying, and feel like this person is so like less than you or whatever. You need to reevaluate that. And why do you have certain people in
Mm,
your life if you're going to be feeling some kind of way about them, and feeling reluctant, when in the end it's like, oh, now I can breathe, honey. They came through. You know what I'm saying? You should have had the faith from the
uh,
jump. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm seeing with this.
wow. Wow. Okay, so I'm picking up with the Six of Wands energy reverse is a lack. Listen, anything that you do in life, okay, in this third dimensional realm, it requires spirit, it requires fire, it requires energy, and it requires faith. You can be the smartest, you can do all these things, you can have all these accomplishments. If you don't believe that you're going to make it to that next step, if you don't believe that you can put your foot forward, it's like going back to people who have suffered a debilitating either illness, or they have an inability to walk, things like that. Sometimes doctors come in, the world comes in, circumstance comes in, and it kind of tells them, well, you're never going to do this again, or you're never going to see this again, or even they tell themselves. But, well, actually, these type of people who I'm making this example of, they don't tell themselves these things. They don't let that penetrate and seep into their reality. They say, I am going to accomplish this. I am going to be able to walk again. I am going to be successful. And lo and behold, these motherfuckers be walking. These motherfuckers be getting their dreams. They be getting their goals, even through setbacks, even through, months and weeks and days and hours of the struggle and everything. They still see at the end of it like that they want it. They want it that badly. And you have to have this. You can't reap the rewards and the accolades without putting in the work, the patience, and the time. That's just not the formula. It's not the formula. And I feel like, it's time to get this car right back up. And you don't need anyone else's validation to supersede and carry you. You are there in the midst of this. You are in the trenches. This is your battlefront. So you have to win the war. It's not up to anybody else. Especially if this is talking about a business venture, if this is talking about a relationship, where you're trying to be back with someone or see this person again or whatever. Again, it takes confidence. Like, nobody wants to be with no sad ass, mopey ass, like depressed, like no tea against people that are suffering through that, as a mental illness or mental health. But if you just choose to persist in that, then it's nobody else's responsibility to come pick you up. It's not. You have to get this card right back up and get to the position that you need to be in. So that's all I have to say about Miss Six of Wands reverse energy. So the inner emotion, okay, the next card is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles. So again, this is reflecting success. This is reflecting, other accolades that you probably have accomplished in life. You need to reflect back on those things. Every time you feel that it's not moving forward, or you're not enough, or what you've done is not adequate enough, look back on all that you have accomplished. Look back on the progress that you have made, and give value and appreciation to that. Because when you do that, it's like in a lot of mantras and meditations that focus, on removing poverty consciousness, or moving out of poverty consciousness, or poverty in general, just being, down on your luck. They tell you one of the first things to do is place value in the things that you already have. Because if you always are seeking more, okay, and you're seeking it from a place of scarcity, okay, there's a video on Raina T's about scarcity versus abundance in Love Magic. Get into it, okay? We spoke about that. You have to already envision the success. You have to already see it happening for you before it's going to manifest itself. If you doubt, if you're over here like, well, I did all this and I did all that and it's still nothing, it's just so hopeless, like, then the universe is going to give you just that. It's going to give you just that. You're right. Whatever you believe, you're right. Okay? So that is what I'm seeing with the Nine of Pentacles. What about you?
You said 9 or 9?
The 9.
I feel like this is once again, it's showing success and money being fruitful. Everything is gonna be fine. Like, it's like I don't see what the issue is here. I don't see what the drama is about. So it's like, yeah, girl, the money is good, but you got to fix the emotional. Because something is up with you and how you handle people. Okay? Got to reevaluate your emotions towards others regarding money. Okay? So, what's the next card, child?
And the last and final result, child, here we go, is the Two of Swords, girl, okay? So it seems like all this that is going on around you, all that is really opening up the doors that are opening up for you, the confirmations that you're possibly seeing, you're not even recognizing them. You're placing no value on these things. Yeah. You choose to kind of stay in this stalemate position, because in the Two of Swords, the person is sitting and they have their swords crossed. Now, swords represent logic, ideas, truths that we hold close, truths that we tell ourselves, things that we choose to believe. So, like I said before, honey, whether you believe it is so or whether you believe it is not possible, you're right. Okay, you're right. So, I think this card is a reminder to you to, you're gonna have to face yourself first. You are your biggest obstacle in all this. Through the money situation, through the emotional situation, if you find yourself dealing with the same amount of type or genre of toxic people or toxic energy, or you just can't get ahead, or you just can't take that next step, evaluate how the part you're playing in this. Like I said earlier in this reading, a lot of us, we're not ready to face ourselves. But you're going to face yourself over here, Raina T's, girl, because we're going to give you this piping hot China cup full to the brim.
And we're not here to take your shit either.
No stevia, girl. No sugar, bitch. No sweetener, honey. We're going to give it to you straight, because right here, it does take that balance. It does take that temperance of the darkness and the light. And we have to come to terms with both of these things for us to be whole. You cannot persist in this la la. Oh my God, like it's just so it's gonna fall out of the sky and fall into my lap, and it's just magic. No, 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 no. That's not how magic works over here. I don't know what these other girls are selling you, girls, honey, on in these YouTube streets, these spiritual YouTube streets. But over here, we let you girls know it's going to take dedication, perseverance. It's going to take work. It's going to take patience, and it's going to take faith. Okay, it is definitely going to take faith. And if you don't believe it, if you choose to sit here and be blinded, we did a video just the other day where we were talking about, okay, like all these omens and these signs, and the guy, you ran into the guy in public, or you done call you, or calling you from you never had this happen before, but a little while after y'all broke up, and we started doing the work, or you started doing the work, or whatever, you getting random phone calls from an unknown number. You pick up, you don't hear nobody, and they hang up. Like, come on, like what? Like put it together, put it all together. You see a person's name on billboards, in the sky, magically forming in the cloud. You see the person's face. Come on, you have to be open to this. The universe gives to those that are ready to receive. Did I touch you with this card, sis? What do you feel with this card?
I feel like with this Two of Swords energy,
Two of
I
Swords.
just feel like it's about fighting and arguing, not coming to terms with the person. I feel like y'all ain't gonna be good. Y'all ain't gonna be straight. Y'all gonna be at odds. Y'all gonna be fighting. And that's what it is. And honestly, whoever this reading is for, I'm not really too fond of your energy. And you need to
what?
You need
I'm
to.
clutching my pearls, queen.
Yes, I'm not too fond of your energy, queen. So I'm going to need you to get some sort of cleansing honey, or to get some sort of reevaluation on how you handle people, because yeah, like I just feel like some nasty energy behind this reading. Whoever this is, like girl, like sis, you need to get yourself together, honey, because you got a lot of blessings. You got a lot of blessings going on in your life, but
a lot of blessings going on in your life.
But you're focusing on fighting and arguing, and it's like you don't wanna do better. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not really feeling that.
Wow. I remain impartial, and the divine light is on this. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, I totally agree with you, sis, about that, because there aren't a lot of blessings here. Okay, in the beginning, it was an investment that you took a chance with, but like there are so many other things that are happening for you in this, and I think the way that you handle this person with about the questionnaire, this very free of this reverse free of chalices energy being like immediately turned off, possibly if you're not getting your way or they're not getting their way. Maybe there's an emotional codependency here. And an exaggeration of that energy, and then this lack of confidence, or this lack of, and even with the Six of Wands, it's like a constant need for reassurance. I'm gonna just give it to you straight. We don't want to do what we pose, okay? Like we don't want to do what we pose. Like you come over here, you need to be ready to thump. Either you're gonna thump to get them back, you're gonna thump to get them away, or you just ready to thump. Okay, we don't carry people through magic. Okay, we don't do that. We give it to you straight. We are cordial and kind with all of our clients or whatever. But when you come over here, you get a reading from us, you get spell work from us, you have questions, we're gonna give you the honest answer. When we give you the reading and we're looking at the situation, we're gonna call you out. We're going to ask you the hard-hitting questions. How are you participating in this? And if you're not ready to face that, then, Raina T is not the one. She's not the one. So, yeah, that is this reading, honey. She was an intense one, girl. But the truth must be told. And it seems like whoever this reading is for, they're not ready to see it yet. Two of Swords. So, again, just to let you girls know, if you are looking for readings and or to book Raina T's for spell work, honey, that severe magic, honey, the magic that comes through and hit, go down to the description box. We We'll leave our contact information. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. You have anything else you
No,
want to add to
girl.
it?
Bye.
Bye.